have to edit everything. Hello, welcome to the weekend. Okay, so if you have been tuning in this month, July has been all about Stranger Things, and it's been a fun month. I've enjoyed all of this.
Same.
Okay,
I've enjoyed it more than you.
That's not true.
I didn't like the other seasons, but now I do.
Yeah,
So it's
well,
great.
We've brought you up to our level, and I say
Yes.
our because all the Stranger Things community has all been
They were
here
right.
already.
I was
okay,
wrong.
Okay, so we actually didn't script anything here. We're gonna make this a completely organic conversation. It's probably gonna be somewhat short because
Okay.
probably
Famous last words.
yeah. Never underestimate Mitch's ability to make something long. Okay. So our video today, as you probably already saw on the thumbnail and the title, is our predictions of what Stranger Things season 5 is going to have, or at least some of the elements, I suppose.
What we expect to see happen.
What we expect to see. So let's start with some of the superficial stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to complain a little bit. So they
I want to hear this.
They made some allusions in season 4 that don't like at all. It's so awkward and jarring, but I think that they're going to try to do something with it in season 5, and I'm apprehensive about it. Let's just say that. So they make some allusions that Will
is gay.
Is gay. Whatever. Again, it's not that I have a problem with the gays. It's that it seems to be directed towards Mike. Mike's already got Elle. So what I think they're going to do...
so Will is going to kiss Mike?
Or something.
Okay.
What I think is going to happen... Here's my primary theory, and I really hope I'm wrong, is that Elle is going to do this, like, Grey Havens thing where she's going to have to go off. Potentially, maybe she'll die. And then something is going to open the door where Mike is going to realize his true love is Will. I don't like it.
But Mike's not gay.
Until he has an opportunity. It's just, he might be the bisexual character. And, like, look, again, I don't care. Okay? I don't. The thing is that it feels so forced. Because I know that they're going to make allusions to, or they're going to make, they're going to give their reasons as to, like, oh, well, they referenced it in the first season. And then Mike even said, it's not my fault you don't like girls and stuff. So, like, they're going to have some development. And there's, like, it's been like this all along. I'm not thrilled with how they're resolving that. In my opinion, like, this seems like something where Will is the type of character that would respect that Mike is in love with Elle. And he's the one that's been, like, really strengthening that relationship and resolving a lot of Mike's concerns and doubts and stuff. So this just seems like, I don't know.
What if he just tells Mike that he's gay, but he doesn't kiss him? Would that work?
You're the one that threw out the kissing thing. I don't know.
I'm just saying, like,
it might probably happen though.
That would be a method through which that would irritate you.
Probably.
And I could see them going down it in this, like, compulsion sort of moment.
Not the way I would have worded that.
But I don't really see Will crossing a boundary like that because he doesn't do that.
Right. But they're obviously setting something up.
Yeah,
so clearly. It's going to resolve somehow, and these are my theories.
Gotcha. My question is more like, is there a way in which they could introduce the fact that he is gay that you would be fine with?
Well, because it has to involve Mike, so it's going to push Elle to the side, but not necessarily no.
Wait a minute. Why does it have to involve Mike?
Because they've already involved Mike. It's already there. It's Chekhov's gun. They got to fire it.
Okay, but let's just,
you know I'm right.
Well, yeah, because
Mr. Devil's Advocate over here.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to play Devil's Advocate, but season 4 has that interaction specifically with Mike, and it feels like it's a very Mike-relevant interaction. So I'm having trouble squaring, because it's like 3 or 4 small pieces of information across each season that you put together to get to this conclusion. But they all do add up to the same conclusion. It's just that the last one was like adding that extra detail.
It was very aggressive.
Yeah, it was. So
the Devil's Advocate is failing.
Well,
no, I'm right.
Yeah, probably. But I just don't see Mike going along with that. So I feel like there's something I'm missing. So you just think they're just going to force Mike because they don't care about him as a character?
I don't know.
They'll just disregard who he is.
That's what I'm worried about, is that I'm not entirely certain that they wouldn't.
To be fair, that is a valid fear, simply because they have a history of like telling characters, like making them do what they want them to do for the service of the plot.
Right.
They're good about maintaining character consistency, but the story, I think, does if the story demands it, they will make the character go and do it, as opposed to some writers who are just like, well, the character wouldn't do that, so screw the story, screw the plot.
Right.
So,
and this is coming from two people of high praise of all these seasons. So it's like I said, it's not we're not trying to like attack this particular concept. It's just there are other factors within these studios that I think have to be determined. Is like, what does Netflix have to say about it? What does the current culture have to say about it?
I don't think Netflix cares. They just whatever on their platform. They're just like,
maybe.
Sure.
I wonder if they're like, don't tell the Duffer Brothers what to do. They have our flagship show. Please don't mess this up. Just do your thing. So maybe.
I'm inclined to go with that. I feel like what will happen is Robin will get together with someone, maybe that girl we saw, and I feel like that will feel like their resolution, I guess, for like the narrative of like the queer character going through the coming out process. I feel like they'll just do that with Robin. And like Will say something and he'll bring it up to Mike and whatever.
So you think his is the tragedy? He'll have to live.
Yeah, I think his will be like the sadder narrative. I guess like for me, it's just like Will being gay or not gay is just like irrelevant. I don't really because like Will to me was more of the like yeah, he's like the sensitive kid or whatever, but he's the one who has like the worst trauma.
Yeah.
So it's weird to me that like
that's the character they chose for this.
No, it's just like that. It just now distracts from that other narrative that I think is meaningful, because like just having one character, because and you can almost feel it too. Like the other characters, like when Nancy or Jonathan or somewhere, or like when they're around like Will and Elle, there's this like, those two kids have.
Sure.
I don't know everything that kid has gone through.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like those two kids have it the worst. So I kind of feel like it's like that seems to be like him moving on and growing past it is what I would like to see with Will, and I feel like they will do that, but they're going to have to do the queer narrative with it. So it remains to be seen how they do it. I'm not quite as skeptical as you are, but you're just like
it was just so in your face in season 4. Like they were really.
It really was.
I was like, stop pushing this so hard. Like, okay, it was very hard. It was to the point where I was like, feels like something you're gonna pay off in a way that doesn't feel right in season 5.
Maybe they will make Will trans. And then he'll transition to a girl.
Things out.
And then that way, when Elle goes to the Grey Havens thing, then he could be with Willette.
Gosh.
What do you think of that narrative? Would you like that?
Oh, yeah, totally. Let's just... the modern politics. Okay, so...
Yeah, I would appreciate... So, like, I'm fine to see the narrative in it. I'm happy to see the narrative in it. I just don't... It's like it being the reaction to political landscape is what gets very annoying. Because, like you said...
Well, that tends to dictate the narrative rather than just kind of naturally being part. That's where I have the problem. Not that Will may or may not be gay. It's the fact that a lot of the times when this gets inserted, it gets inserted ham-fistedly and it doesn't serve the narrative. Actually, the narrative has to suffer for it.
Yeah, or you run into like some uncertain territory where now you're just feeding into the stereotype and thinking that you're like, oh, look.
You got that message.
Yeah, we're so in support. And it's like, well, now it feels like you're opposite because of how you're depicting it.
Right.
So it's like this backwards hand.
Very uncertain.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's just my theory. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I am.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the other thing, obviously Vecna can't be dead.
No.
Well, I think he's coming back. Yeah. How they explain that, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it looks like he dies in the end, so.
In the end of 4?
Yeah.
He's definitely not dead.
Gets set on fire, blown out the window, he lands, and he looks dead. He's like...
He looks that way, but then there's no body, so he's alive.
But
I think he just... I thought he did a Demogorgon thing from the first season, where when you're set on fire, you just warp to the Upside Down. The only trick is that he was already in the Upside Down. So what I think he did is he warped
reality?
No, he warped into Max's mind.
Oh.
That's
what you think it is?
That's what I think he did.
Okay. So that's your theory about what's going on with Max at the moment?
Yeah, I think she is just now going to be a vessel for him, which is really terrible, by
Ooh,
the
that's
way,
really
that
dark.
poor thing.
Goodness.
But, I mean, they've gone to dark places.
They have.
So it's like you
That
got to
would be
acknowledge
bold.
real possibility.
That would be really bold. I don't know if they would do that. I think he is in our reality, but I don't know if he'd be there. Maybe he would be, and that's like their struggle. So her arc is going to be her trying not to let him loose in her own mind.
Yeah, or I think it'll be like incognito, like she won't know.
Maybe.
It'll be,
No, that's an interesting theory.
because
Okay.
he was doing that with Will and then with Billy. And each one, like, because with Will, you can kind of tell when the mind flare takes over and you're like, that's not Will anymore.
Right.
With Billy, there's like this kind of, I'm not sure. Like, is that because Billy kind of would say this, but maybe like it's just manipulation from the mind flare. And so with Max, I think Vecna will have mastered it. And I think he will have total control over her.
Dark. Okay.
Because she will miraculously heal.
Well, she was miraculously brought back. That is what they said at the end. They're like, she should have been dead. Miracle. Ugh. All right, that's interesting.
Maybe it wasn't Elle and it was really Vecna. So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So there's that theory. The other thing...
See, I had a nice theory to say.
Mine is a very negative one for sure. I'm very unsure, and it's... Anyway. The other one, obviously,
Okay.
I wonder how epic they're going to get with this. Because, like, they've introduced all these players. You've got the Demodogs, the Demogorgons, you've got the Mind Flayer. Yeah, obviously you have Vecna. So Vecna is always like in the background character. But if he breaks free, it's going to be like a straight up Sauron and his armies coming onto the Earth. So I'm thinking it's probably going to have some like epic ending.
Yeah, I think it'll be like the battle for Hawkins.
Right.
They'll do something like that. But I'm kind of curious as to what's going to be the source of reference they're going to use to like contain it. Because if you know what source they're going to use, that's a really good compass to follow. Like if we had known that slasher films was going to be on their radar for season 4, that would have told us a lot about the possibilities that could have been done with that.
Sure.
So I'm kind of curious, like, well, what else from the 80s has not been used that they might start pulling on?
That might be more of the Lord of the Rings thing at that point. Like they might go full bore into that kind of territory.
That's true. They could do something like that. I feel like they were going to be pulling on something that we haven't seen as much of before, though, as well. Like, I don't think you're wrong in that. I just feel like the kind of... But it's like I'm thinking about it, and I'm going... It feels like it's going to be a refugee situation in Hawkins.
Oh, so like post-apocalyptic?
Yeah, but I'm like, what from the 80s is like post-apocalyptic and stuff, other than Terminator, but we already did that. Well, I guess Mad Max. Yeah, I suppose so.
Which is something else they referenced that we totally forgot about in season 2.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, so there's that element to it. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're going to pull inspirations from. Sorry, I'm not like a conspiracy theorist. But
this is really just off the cuff kind of throwing random theories out there based on our knowledge, but
yeah, I will say I do have a sneaking suspicion that Steve and Nancy will get back together.
What gave you that impression?
Okay, so this is like what most people think then? Maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe it's Jonathan all the way.
Absolutely not. No. Definitely not. No, they're getting back together, Steve and Nancy, for sure.
What did we do with Jonathan then?
They totally diminished his character already. He just becomes this pothead loser. He's not going to the same college. He doesn't want to have conversations with Nancy about it. He just goes up and he does this lame like, "Are we okay?" No. She's like gawking at Steve the whole thing. Like there's no way they're not getting back together.
Well,
they might backpedal a little bit.
What do we do with Jonathan? See, that's the thing. I know they gave him the short end of the stick in the last season, along with Mike and Will, honestly. But like, do you think they'll just do it again for a second season? Like, they have to have a satisfying resolution for him too. What's his satisfying?
Jonathan?
Yeah, what's his satisfying resolution?
I don't know.
This is what I'm saying.
They're probably going to introduce another female character that he's going to fall in love with, and then that'll just resolve it. That'll make it feel all better.
That seems too easy.
Does it? I don't know. They have a lot of room for risk, and I'm all about risk. It depends on how much risk they want to take, though, because they've already got they've already got room for like having a really big epic season. So it might be too much to have all these other risks with all the characters.
That's a good point.
So I don't know. That's a good question.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
But I really think that they set him up to like. He's probably gonna break it off with Nancy. Jonathan is. That's what I think.
Okay.
I think he's gonna He's gonna do like the whole Hunchback of Notre Dame thing and be like, well, actually, Hunchback didn't do that. He just got rejected. But But he's probably gonna break it off and be like, I don't think I'm right for you. I think you have too much drive and I don't have enough, and you deserve someone better or whatever. And he's gonna like let her go,
and then
she's
die.
Gonna float off to.
He dies. That's what happens.
You think Jonathan's gonna die?
Well, if that narrative happens, then yeah, he dies. So that way she can.
So that'll be his resolution.
This sounds very lame.
I know. Yeah, I don't know, because they've set themselves up where they're kind of in a corner-y, whatever they do.
No, I don't think they're in a corner because it's their story and they know what they're doing with it.
Sure.
It's just looking out at it from the outside. It feels like, oh, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do. I'm glad I'm not writing it. I don't want to write it.
I mean, they did write it that way on purpose, so
yeah,
probably with the resolution in mind.
But then again, there's like other avenues that have now like been cut off, I suppose, unless you resuscitate them, which they're not above doing. But like, Robin, they were just like, well, she's not bi, she's gay. So it's like that rules out everybody. You know what I mean?
So you think that would have been a good one as Robin and Jonathan getting together?
I'm just saying they could have. No, well, possibly, I suppose, or with Steve. But like with Steve, it would have made more sense just because they were around each other more and he could have been picking up on more of what she was doing. Because they were adjusting her character last season to be like, okay, well, she's kind of a klutz and then she rambles.
Right.
And I was like, I don't remember that being her character traits from season 3, but okay, I guess that's what she is now. It's like they had to sit down and decide like, what are her character traits? And then they wrote them down.
We don't remember.
They're like, the last time we just said she was gay.
Right.
So we got to add something else now and kind of deepen that. And I'm like, probably should have started with that, but sure.
Fair. Yeah, who knows? That's a tough answer or question to answer.
But I'm just saying, if she was like bi or whatever, but I don't want to like project and say like they'll for political reasons. But I feel like if they had her go together with like Jonathan or Steve, it would just be like, oh, well then you're backpedaling on that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's not a backpedal. It's just like recognize like if she was bi, but I mean she technically never says if she's like bi or gay. She just seems that she likes girls. So it's like, okay, like
they also make it really clear in season 4 that she's very platonic with Steve. So they repeat that like 6 times.
So people can stop shipping it or something. Maybe then, like, pull the rug out from under us and be like, well, now they're together. Now you have to deal with it.
This sounds like our theories for The Bachelor or something. It's like, who's going to get in with who? Like, yeah.
Here's a better question for you. Do you think the romance pairing will be satisfying in the end? Do you think they'll do a good handling of that?
I mean, they haven't disappointed so far, so I think so.
I guess that's fair, but I feel like I'm worried about, like, Harry Potter flashbacks where it's like everyone ended up with somebody totally random. It was almost as if like an AI had chosen.
Wasn't that random?
It was so strange.
It's
like, why
totally off tangent, but I saw this video and it was a guy making fun of that.
Uh-huh.
He's like, he had someone come in and act as Ron, and Ron was like, hey Harry, I got with Hermione, and it just totally throws Harry for a loop. He goes, well, what? He's like, well, I thought she was into me, and like you're like my sidekick. But good for you, man. I guess good for you. Like
I guess good for you.
He just doesn't know what to do with the information. He goes, I guess I'll just date your sister then.
Yeah, it's like, how do you square this logic?
Like, wait, what?
So weird and random.
Yeah, maybe they'll pull that. Who knows?
I love how there were so many other choices too that people thought of that made so much more sense.
Sure.
Like Harry and Luna, Harry and Hermione. Like Harry
I was going for Luna. I
absolutely, because they were the only two who had seen death at a young age,
right?
And it had shaped who they were. And she's so weird, and he just totally gets her.
Yep.
It doesn't faze him at all because he loves like the world of magic.
Right.
And she is that embodied.
She is.
And so it was like, and like he's like a stable, reputable person. And like people pick on her because she's like a loser. That was the best pairing. It should have been that.
I also think Luna's adorable, but that's
Absolutely.
just me.
Yeah, she's my favorite character in that series.
I love when we jumped into Harry Potter. This is the Harry Potter episode now.
Yeah, no, this is the ship channel. That's terrible. We're degrading ourselves.
Oh, well.
Okay, other theories.
I don't have any more at the moment. Do you?
Well, Hopper's going to die.
That's fair. I think yeah, probably. Which is rough because Joyce has already gone through everything.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, okay, no, it's one or the other then.
Yeah,
either Jonathan dies or Hopper dies.
Well, it's between Hopper and Joyce.
That's fair.
One of the two adults has to pass.
Oof.
I think it's possible for Elle to live if they do that, though, which would be good.
Yeah.
I think Elle deserves a life, and I'd like to know that she can have that life in the end.
Hopper would make more sense, but they've already fake killed him off.
That's true.
So everybody's already been through that grief. It'd be kind of weird if they did it again.
But if they kill Jonathan, then that's like Joyce losing a kid again.
That's what I'm saying. They can't kill Hopper and Jonathan if that happens.
Yeah.
So it would be one or the other if that's the case.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
they might very well kill Joyce off. It's an unassuming character.
Yeah. But she could be in the right place at the wrong time.
Something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. To do something.
Hmm.
Like everyone thinks they're protecting her, but then she's like, "Oh, they need this done."
Sure.
So she goes, does the thing to save everybody, and then dies.
She always seems out of danger, so maybe that would be their way of being like, thought she was safe.
Yeah.
Well, any other theories?
What happens with Dustin? Let's just go through the characters.
Let's go through all of them.
Dustin gets together with Susie, I think. I think that works.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Somehow they're going to find out that he was part of saving the world or something, and the dad will be like, all right, yeah, you guys can be together, I guess.
Yeah, I think that one will work out okay. I don't know how exactly, but I don't think it'll be fine. And then, like if Max is possessed, I feel really bad for Lucas. That poor guy. I mean, he was already like he was just like holding her, and she's like dying. Like, oh my gosh. And so,
and she's like, I don't want to die. I don't. She pulled the whole Spider-Man and Tony Stark thing.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be really interesting. Because in my opinion, I'm gonna guess that Max is still there.
Okay.
On some level, and it's gonna be between her and Vecna if this is the case. If you're correct.
Okay.
Then they're gonna be fighting over the body essentially.
Oof.
I know. It's really dark, but
but I guess I'm thinking of that because that's what I would do.
But I'm assuming that he's gonna find some way to like become.
If I was the writer, not if I was Vecna.
Right. He's probably gonna make his way out, and Max is just gonna have that broken husk of her body.
Yeah.
So she'll still be alive, but in that state.
Are they gonna do this like there's another you in the Upside Down, and that's where Max is, and she can't leave because her body's damaged?
I wonder. A lot of theories we can really delve deep into.
I do feel like season 4 kind of made this weird. It kind of explained a lot about the Upside Down, I mean, it left a lot open still, but the things that we've been experiencing from that world have all been connected to this like one person.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes me like less sure of things like Greyhaven or like alternate you, soul you exists here.
Right.
Those things seem like less of a guarantee now because we just it's like, well, I put it all in this package and neat bow, like you said. So now I'm like, well, I guess there's nothing else then. But there might be something else. I feel like they will do an expedition in the Upside Down. That will be cool.
Probably. I mean, they kind of did one in this season, in season 4.
Mm-hmm. But it was like limited to Hawkins. I think they'll go a little further.
Oh.
They'll go to that crazy landscape that.
Oh, where Vecna went originally? Where Henry went?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe they create their own monsters or their own army or something.
Oh, that's it, isn't it? Okay, that makes sense. So I didn't catch that before, but when Elle put Vecna or, one out into the Upside Down world, it was just like unformed and malleable, and then he shaped it into Hawkins.
Oh.
That's what happened.
Interesting.
That's why it was in the past.
Because it's when he got sent there.
Yes. and he populates it with his memories of like. So he had, what's her name, Nancy's diary written down because he'd searched her mind. And he'd searched,
I see.
You see what I mean? So that's why he was able to construct the diary to exist in the Upside Down world.
I wonder if Elle will now go and construct her own Upside Down.
And then the two Upside Downs will be like this.
And then they'll be right side up.
Okay, wait. How does she do that? So, like, she creates, like, so she reshapes what he's already done?
She could do that, or she could create her own. Maybe it's like another alternate dimension. And then she can create her own entities on the...
Oh, that would be rad.
That would be cool. And then they have their armies like go against each other.
I would like to see a proper wizard duel.
Absolutely. They did close to it in this one.
They came close, but it wasn't, it was room.
There was room. For sure. That would be super cool, though. Yeah. You have the room to do it. You might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I'm getting more interested now that we talk about it.
It's probably the best place to call it.
I think so. Yeah. Nothing else?
No. Okay. We will see you all this winter.
We will see you after season 5 is released fully. We do, well, I don't know. Do we want to do the first part and the second part, or we just want to wait until full 5 is out and then do that?
I mean, this is fun, but we'll see if people like it.
Agreed.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, do that.
Or complain about our opinions, which I'm sure you'll do whether we ask for it or not.
Please do. It's fun. I like hearing people's disagreements. All right, I think we'll call it there. Thank you for watching. So you made it to the end of the video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what you thought.